All right, I thought I would share a new article that came out, which I find quite interesting, and it's in USA Today, and it talks about why the carnivore diet is the latest trend, blah, 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 and it's an awful diet, and we don't think anyone should do it. It's the usual thing, there's more people on TikTok and Instagram promoting the carnivore diet and saying they're losing weight and getting healthier and reversing diseases, and my God, we can't have that, can we now? But I mean, so they get the usual talking heads, registered dietitian to say, well, we think this diet is deficient in this and that, and it's an unhealthy thing. And I want to bring you to one interesting line, which I thought was very humorous. They said there's some people that are asking for research to be done on this diet, particularly on autoimmune disease, and as you guys may know, that's actually occurring. But what this person says, and I don't think they're aware of the research that's going to take place, it says no one should do research on this diet. You shouldn't even research it. It's so dangerous that no one should even do research on it, even though now there have been several studies that have actually been done on it, all of which have shown good results, by the way. But they're saying this, and they said the only reason to research this diet is to prove that it is unhealthy. That is the only reason you should do research on this. Now, in completely unrelated news, we just found out that the major nutrition and dietetics organization in the United States is investing millions of dollars and receiving millions of dollars from processed food companies. I'm sure that has nothing to do with their particular stance on this or any other topic. Now, interesting, if you go back to the origins of nutrition science in the United States back to 1917, when folks like Lena Cooper founded the American Dietetics Association as a Seventh-day Adventist. Vegetarianism was from the very foundations of nutrition science. We need to eat all these vegetables. We need this Garden of Eden diet. Meat is bad. Meat is sinful and makes you have lusty thoughts. It makes you masturbate. Therefore, we need to get rid of it. And so from the very foundations of nutrition are based upon this religious ideology. Now, could it be perhaps that all of the historical evidence we have going back hundreds of thousands of years from archaeology showing that isotope data shows that humans were top-level predators and ate a very carnivorous diet, cave paintings, energetic models, all that information that shows that humans consume a hell of a lot of meat and we thrive with that. And it wasn't until the agricultural revolution, 10, 12,000 years ago that we became more plant-centered, more plant-dominant. And I might add, to our detriment, loss of stature, shrinking of brain size, poor dentition, weaker bones, on and on and on. And maybe the fact that we've had traditional populations, living at the poles, the circumpolar populations, the Inuit, the Nene, the Sami, and some of the other folks were thriving without significant chronic disease, or populations like the Nilotic African tribes, Maasai and other tribes in that area, thriving without disease. Rural Mongolians thriving without disease. People in southern Brazil and Argentina thriving without disease. Maybe that's something that was there. Maybe these people were actually healthy and this plant-based nonsense. So again, they are getting big mad at the fact that you guys are getting healthy and talking about it. How dare you? How dare you go against their belief, their religious system, the money they pay to become a registered dietitian? It is very sad that we're seeing people that unequivocally are getting healthier, and the only response is, you shouldn't do that. You need to listen to us because we're always right. And look at the state of this country, where 1 out of 2 people is obese. 3 out of 4 people are overweight. It is just sad. It's ridiculous. And so for those people that are fighting against the system, fighting against the narrative, fighting against the nonsense, that are brave enough to share their stories, I congratulate you. You have my respect. Continue to do that. Continue to push back. This is something, these people, these are the same people that do all this other nonsense. And it's literally a war, and part of that war is nutrition. If you are deprived of nutrition, you're fat, you're weak, you're submissive, you're passive, guess what? You're easier to control. Don't be there. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon.